reporting on the games you love by people who love to game. The MMO Reporter Network.
Hi there, I'm talking to the founder and the co-founder and CEO of the company that produces the Stinky Footboard. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm the co-founder and president of Stelulu Technology, and we invented the Stinky Gaming Footboard to be used for PC gaming.
Awesome. And what is the Stinky Footboard?
The Stinky Footboard is a gaming foot pedal that has 4 buttons. It's to be used in conjunction of your mouse and keyboard. As gaming has become a lot more complicated and you require much more complex keystrokes, we decided to move some of those functions down to your feet.
So what kind of function should I think of?
Well, in Battlefield 3, in this game we got set up back here, people are using the run, the grenade, reload, and also using the crouch or prone function. So anything that you requires a secondary function.
I'm almost afraid, but is this a problem? Was this a problem before you came along?
Well, it's not a problem, but the problem is that it's getting so complex, and by doing this, you're really improving your execution time. You're not looking for keys. You're not doing finger gymnastics or trying to the right key all the time. So it really makes game play flow much better and much more effective.
Who is this aimed at? Is this aimed at somebody who's in a professional level, or is this just as a casual player?
Yeah, no, we're actually looking at core and non-core gamers. We actually have people who are StarCraft 2 players, and they're beginners, and they find learning the game much easier because they're not, again, looking for those keys all the time.
So, the name, what are you implying, sir?
What are we implying? Well, we tried to come up with a name that was a bit creative, and since you play with your feet, it's the only name that's stuck in our head. And I really think, if the product is going to be great, let's give it a great name, and we thought Stinky was the thing for it.
So can you tell us a little bit about the technology inside? What is it? Can you...
Well, what we're using is a T6 aluminum top plate, laser etched with a inside, we have a steel U-channel built into it. And what's the cool thing about it is that whenever the board is being used, it automatically goes back to the neutral position. So it's spring torsion boxes, which we call T-boxes, that are customizable. And when you buy the board, it comes with different spring sets that you can adjust, soft, medium, and hard, to really customize the performance. We don't want people to be accidentally activating buttons while they're playing. Right.
It's not something like the Wii Fit board. It's not pressure sensitive. It's basically buttons for your feet.
Yeah, that's right. We're using the best buttons in the industry. We're using cherry switches for this. So extremely robust and resistant and extremely precise.
Can you tell me anything of the advantage? What kind of advantage do I gain by using this?
Well, the advantage is that it simplifies gameplay, it improves gameplay. You no longer have to look for those keys on those keyboards. Everyone's trying to solve the same problem. Mice companies are putting more buttons on your mice, but unfortunately you only have 5 fingers and 5 in each hand. So
but now I have to use both my hands, my mind, and my feet.
That's right, but you're already doing it when you're driving a car. It's second nature, so people never thought about it. It's really second nature. Using your foot to go back and forth, rotate back and forth, left and right is not that complicated. And from our testers, once you start using it, they can't go back to playing the old way.
So what games work best with this product?
I think any game from FPS, RTS, MMOs, we've got a wide range of people playing all kinds of games.
So what would you, if somebody's trying this out for the first time, what would be, what kind of keys would you bind to it to make it optimal?
Yeah, ideally what we ask people to do when they're starting to use the board is only using one of the quadrants, one button at a time, really to get a feel of it. If you're using it for, let's say, Battlefield 3, maybe using reload or running, and as you get more proficient, you just add more keys. And by the time you're using it for, let's say, 3 or 4 weeks, we got people using 12 buttons on this thing using shift modifiers.
And there are 4 actions on it?
That's correct, 4 actions. Yeah, 4 actions, but using modifiers, you can have those 16 actions under your foot.
Awesome, and you can tie macros to it and the whole shebang.
You can do all kinds of things to it. This programming software permits you to change the behavior of the button from a pulse, on, off, or toggle, or unbound. So,
does it come with a cleaning agent and deodorant?
And it's a T6 aluminum top plate. You don't need it.
Self-cleaning. Okay.
Self-cleaning, that's right.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Can you tell me what you're doing right now?
All right, we are going to be demonstrating the board and how we're using it to do movement and weapon swapping. Right now I'm just running forward using my keyboard, and if I press forward on the board, I go into a sprint. I can be moving and go straight into a prone, or I can start toggling holding crouch. Let's assume I'm hiding behind cover. I can use the board to stand up and shoot and go back down. I can also use the board if I'm off weapons to swap weapons, and it's really just a peripheral for assisting me in my movements. So that's how I like to use the board. Some people use it to move themselves around completely, WASD, but I use it as an assist for how I like to get around in the game.
So are you using one board currently?
I'm currently using one board, only on my right foot, long ways. You can easily use two, bind it to other things, use it for full movement if you prefer that. But yes, one board.
So it's basically you can use it as the same way that you use a gas pedal in your car.
You can do it exactly like that. You can turn it long ways and set it up for gas, brake, shifting gears if you want to do that. You can use it to steer if that's what you want to do. Kill this guy. Got him.
So obviously you work for the company, but do you feel that your game becomes more smooth, more easy to play like this?
I do. The board keeps you from having to do finger gymnastics all across the keyboard. Just like any other peripheral, it gives you options to play the game the way that it makes most comfortable for you.
So do you think this gives players an advantage? Do you see any use for this in esports, for example?
Absolutely. I know I watch a lot of StarCraft and I play StarCraft, and I watch my APM go up dramatically when I have more options to be able to use the board and be able to press more things at one time instead of having to work with my hands in the complicated ways.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.